starts. We're on Main Street, Huntington Beach, California. This is probably the best car show for us all year. Cars are starting to come in. Now, let's see. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. We open at 9. We got a line of cars already. Guys are excited. You know, they've been up all night getting ready for the car show. So the city closes off 3 blocks for Factory 5 only. We'll bring our tents, our crew. It's our one chance to gather with all the people on the West Coast who built Factory 5s. What you're going to see is 120 cars jam in the first 3 blocks, and every one of them is to Factory 5. So we've had guys say, hey, you know, I've got a great Nova. Can I be in the car show? I'm like, no. So it's not like your regular car show where you have a whole mix of cars. This is a car show where it's Factory 5 only, 3 blocks closed off, one big party for guys who built their own cars. So, not a Factory 5. Coming back to Huntington Beach, this is home, you know? I left here 20 years ago.
I love living in Huntington Beach. I surfed 14th Street 4 times a week. Great friends, love my job. My wife had a good job, and to start Factory 5 meant that I had to load up and head out to New England and start a company with a huge amount of risk. All my friends said, you're nuts, why are you doing this? The people I worked with were like, why are you walking away from a great career?
I loaded up a Ryder truck, drove out to New England with my wife and a new baby, and left, you know, our home here.
And so to come back here 20 years later, close down Main Street with 150 cars, and every one of those cars are the result of our work and the risk that were taken way back when. I wish I could zoom back in time and tell myself when I was 32 years old, don't worry, it's going to be fine. You're coming back in style.
I want to introduce 3 people here. We'll do them one at a time here. The First Lady of Hot Rodding, Jo Coddington. Jo Coddington, last year she was here. She was part of an all-women's build team, built a Factory 5 427. Jo, how's it like to be part of Factory 5 community? Welcome, and everybody, round of applause for Jo Coddington. In 1965, the Shelby team won the World Championship with the Daytona Coupe. It was the 50th anniversary of the car. And one of those drivers was a gentleman named Alan Grant. Alan Grant is here. He's available for autographs with Jo and with Pete Brock. In 1965, the car that put Shelby on the map was practically what, 19 years old, Pete? How old were you when you penned the lines on this car?
I went 19 with Chevy, but I did this one at about 22, 23.
In his early 20s, he designed the Daytona Coupe, a car that won the World Championship, driven by folks like Alan, Dan Gurney, Ken Miles, all the greats. Ladies and gentlemen, Pete Brock, the designer of the Daytona Coupe. Pete, welcome. I'm dying to hear what you have to say, and then give up the microphone. So please, tell us a little bit about your experience with Factory 5, and also, most importantly, the days in the 1960s and what you did in the Shelby team that really wrote the record book for American road racing.
Well, the thing that's really so hard to believe when you come out and see all these cars out here is that all of this started in one little tiny shop up in Venice, California, with a little team, about 8 or 9 guys, and really just hot rodders.
The cool thing about building a replica is it brings you back in time to the original legendary cars by reproducing it, right? But we've got the original legends here. Pete Brock, who designed the Daytona Coupe, and Alan Grant, who was on the Shelby World Championship team. What a dream come true to have those guys want to be affiliated with us.
So the car show was a great success. Dave is super happy, having a blast as always, and these guys from the West Coast got a little surprise for him.
Hey, Jeff, good to see you, buddy. How's it going? Oh, you're kidding me! Shut up! Sally was like, are you either talking and whispering? Is this what they were whispering about? Oh, man.
This is the replica of your 6.6 Merit, your favorite board. It's supposed to be anyway.
I'm crying. Are you kidding me? Mind if I pick it up?
Yeah.
You gotta do the whole.
You gotta release the quick jack.
Quick jack.
And just bring it this way and up. A little thinner than something you'd surf on, but
no, that's okay because this is wintertime in Narragansett when it's double overhead. I have a great job, no doubt about it. And the best parts of this job are things like Jeff Miller and what he did for me. The guy who makes me a surfboard, he's a master craftsman. He painted a ton of Factory 5 cars, and he takes time out of his day to shape a surfboard, something that I'll keep for a long time.
yeah, it is.
This is artwork.
Yeah, I didn't make it to put wax and sand all over the top.
Oh, dude, seriously?
Remember I called you about a year and a half ago?
Yeah,
And you were
yeah.
on your way to go surfing.
Yeah, I brought my board with me, but Dude, are you serious?
Yeah, this was supposed to happen, actually supposed to happen last
Thank
year.
you, man. Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you.
The cruising's over. I got time for one last surf before I got to hop on a plane and jet back to New England.
Looks like some good sets coming in, but yeah, this will be fun. So I like coming back here and surfing where I used to, but I'm just happy to be home.
I love coming back here the right way. We had a great company and great customers, and I got the best job in the world.